2 live hours. Robert
Morning.
Flores, Mark DeRosa, I'm Lauren Shahadi. You had a big weekend,
Big
my friend.
weekend.
Tell us about Gabby Girl.
Gabby Girl, yeah, that'll age you real quick. My daughter graduated from Auburn this
Congratulations.
weekend. Couldn't be prouder.
That's great.
My son's varsity baseball team advances to the Elite Eight. This will be, he's a sophomore. This Friday will be his first real nervy moment. Number 1 team in the state coming to our house.
What's the pitcher hit?
What's that?
What's the pitcher going to hit?
92, 93. Kids starting game 1. But this will be like sophomore, full. Okay. There'll be a lot of people in the stands. Quiet the moment down.
Well, I'm sure he appreciates you verbalizing that.
He's at school right now.
He's a gamer. He'll be ready to go.
We'll have a game plan.
I had a big weekend. I got my yard mulched.
Is there anything better?
There's nothing better than overlooking your
Freshly
property,
mulched lawns.
putting your fists on your hips and just overlooking at a freshly mulched lawn, especially when you didn't have to do it.
I live in like 700 square feet. You're overlooking your property. What?
You're in the cut in the city, but you can also walk out your front door and
grab a slice of pizza.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You've got every little restaurant
Donut shop.
What'd you do?
at your
Anything
disposal.
you want.
Tell the world what you did this weekend.
I went for a hike.
I
Why is
grew up in New Jersey, didn't leave here until after college. Never once was that on the docket.
Hour away.
Where is there to play?
Bear Mountain.
Well, I will say, before I moved here, I did not realize that how...
It's the Garden State, Robert.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a lot of picturesque spots throughout
Get off the
state.
turnpike one time.
You look like you went to
out.
the Kentucky Derby, my
I did
friend,
go
which
to the
was
Kentucky
awesome. We're
Derby.
going to talk about it in just a second. But we have a packed show for you, but our hearts are heavy this morning as we're mourning the loss of one of the greatest to ever broadcast. John Sterling was the Yankees' radio play-by-play announcer for 36 seasons in the Bronx, and passed away at the age of 87. Lived this game every single night. And I think about Robert, an entire generation of Yankee fans grew up to his voice.
Yeah, and think about the soundtrack that he was the soundtrack for so many summers through arguably their greatest era.
I listen to him every night for the last, since I started working here, right?
Think about
Whatever
that.
you're doing, you're driving home, the Yankee game starting, it's him and Susan Wallman on the radio, boom, locked
Thinking
in.
of Susan, thinking of his family and his friends. He was synonymous with a generation of Yankee fans. For his iconic home run calls, we tried to pick our favorite. We picked one of them.
That'll be a 1-1 to Bernie Williams. Myers deals, swung on and driven to deep left. And it's high. No score. And it's gone. Yankees win. Yankees win. Bernie Williams homers deep in the left field seat to lead off the 11th inning on a 1-1 win. And the Yankees beat the Orioles 5-4 to win Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Burn, baby, burn. He did it again.
My gosh, I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Walk off Game 1 of the 1996 ALCS.
He had all the nicknames for
Yeah.
text.
And don't sleep on John Sterling. Also called the NBA.
Oh, you go down his
Robert.
wormhole.
Yeah.
He had a
Go on
career before.
YouTube and look up
Was he
Celtics Hawks
Yeah, he was Hawks.
in New Orleans. Larry Bird goes for like 60 plus, and John Sterling's on the mic as one of the broadcasts.
I remember about 10 years ago, I went up into the Yankee booth, and it was an August random game, and I said, John, how you doing? He said, look, and he was looking out on the infield at Yankee Stadium. He said, I'm perfect.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
How
great.
great is shot?
We'll have,
old Yankee Stadium.
man.
That place was
Different place.
completely different.
Yeah, Joel Sherman will join us a little bit later to reflect on John Sterling. We'll have much more on the passing of John Sterling, gone at the age of 87.
His friends and family are on our heart. John Sterling called this place home and the Bronx home, different parks for years. He had the greatest seat in the house to watch his beloved Yankees, and the Orioles were in town. Trey Gibson making his debut facing Ben Rice in the bottom of the first.
Just to know,
No? Anyone?
Their outfield
how
is so
they
big.
are in our day.
Their outfield
Rockies.
is so big.
Trying to chip away. Moniak with the bases empty. The purple fur hits every single time. Heim in the top of the ninth. Runners at first and second. Little insurance, why not? Making it 10-6 on a Sunday, and the Braves they are rolling. Everything is going well. 11-6, best records in the game. The Atlanta Braves at the top, running away with the division in May, which is crazy to say, especially the National League East. And the last 2 years,
12 and a half games out.
And the Phillies are what, 10?
May 4th.
Phillies are 10 and a half or 10 days. Injuries have hit the Braves hard the last 2 years. The Braves haven't lost back-to-back games in a month.
Got Strider back yesterday.
Yeah.
In a month. They're 19-5 since April 7th.
Yeah,
Listen, they've gotten
Spencer Strider,
they've
working his way back.
Yeah, they've gotten huge production from guys that were obviously like guaranteed big leaguers, but they didn't necessarily know they were going to get off to these starts. I mean, the Bryce Elders of the world. Grant Holmes gives you a chance every time out. Martin Perez has been good for them. Their bullpen's been locked in. Michael Harris got off to an otherworldly start. Albies looks back. They're phenomenal.
Mauricio Dubon has also been excellent.
CJ Nikowski, they do a great job there.
He does a great job.
Play-by-play in color with who does the play-by Brandon Gowden?
Yes,
I believe.
He just
They did a great. He did a great little breakdown of Mauricio Dubon having a two-strike approach, and it was going on X. I was checking that out, and everybody was giving their 2 cents. CJ's son, by the way, lock in on him. He's going to Georgia Tech pitcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, and we'll get an update on Ronald Acuna with JP Morosi coming up.
All right, so John O'Malley, he lays in the weeds here. He comes up with amazing ideas.
He does.
Very creative, yeah.
Very
He was saying, coming off the Kentucky Derby, did you guys watch?
I watched. Obsessed. The first female to do anything. Her reaction.
Bo, I believe.
Her reaction.
That's
That
great.
horse came out of nowhere. The one that got scratched in the start. I felt so sad for that horse. It was double the size of all the other horses.
I wanted to see it race because it didn't
How would
make
it look?
sense.
Yeah.
Robert was there.
17
I was there.
17 and a half hands, kind of like you.
Yeah, I've got 17 and a half hands. Look.
So, and Elmer Rodriguez,
soft
the
hands.
pitcher for the Yankees, is cousins with the jockey who won.
Yeah.
And the guy who finished second.
That's right.
Brothers.
They're brothers.
Who knew?
Savino and Devin are like, stay on track.
All right, we're going to stay on
Stay on
track.
track.
So we're getting to the quarter pole of the season.
Okay.
So O'Malley's came up with a great idea for a Kentucky Derby tape.
Let's do it.
Who's getting out of the gates hot? Who's struggling? Here we go. Here he
think
is.
Walt
Walt
Weiss doesn't ride a
You think
horse?
he's a jockey? There's comments flying around.
That was an involved tape, and you nailed that. Take a deep breath.
Hey,
Really good.
what mock-ups by the boys back. Brendan, nice job.
But the jockeys are 110 pounds, and they're controlling an animal that's 1,000 pounds, going 50 miles per hour. I always
So-
thought
So they're
that's
unbelievable
incredible.
athletes.
Right?
So my wife grew up riding horses.
Yeah.
And no interest. So we had 2 horses when I was playing, and she'd go ride every Sunday. And finally, I said one day, bucked her leg, called me from middle of the woods. I'm watching NFL. Now we got to figure things out. Sold.
You gotta be careful.
Get him out of my
be
face.
careful.
Oh my gosh.
We do have a little bit more context on just how good the Atlanta Braves are. This is from
I know where
Braves
this is
Vision.
going.
They, of course, handle the broadcast for the Atlanta Braves. Best start to a season for the Braves since 1892, when they were known as the Boston Bean Eaters. And we got to see a super
he is.
photo. Look at Hugh Duffy.
Look at his
Originally
biceps.
a textile mill worker who had taken up baseball as a semi-pro for a weekend diversion back in 1886.
Oh, how do you feel about weekend diversion?
Hey, so for all you guys on Instagram, you semi-pro ball players, hey, there's hope for you.
How many times do you hear that?
How about that?
Semi-pro is not a real thing.
Oh, it's a real thing.
It gets you
You're not
so
half
mad.
a pro. You're not a pro.
Up next,
They
JP
would've made it,
Morosi
but-
has the